everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we're here taking a look at Kids of Life and their comeback, Who Is She? We have the music video pulled up, and as they release more content like a dance practice, we'll be able to take a look and tack it on to the end of this video. I'm looking forward to this. I liked their track Lucky that we heard from their Japanese side of perspective as artists, so I'm curious about what we're going to be having here. Let's watch. This is such a Britney-coded track. Oh, wow.
Now, I guess you never know. 부서지고 피어나는 miracle. 내 안에서 눈을 떠는 magical. 끝도 없이 파고드는 3, 2, 1. busy. When I walk onto the stage, I got this.
There's another song that's in the American music scene that would complement this one so well. This song slaps.
When I move onto the stage, yeah, I got this. Check it out and it's all about your heartbeat. Feel the vibe, baby. You gotta breathe on. Making everybody do it. When I move onto the stage, yeah, I got this. Tell me what you got about your heartbeat.
The song is so captivating. It is a bit hard to pay attention to the visual because the song is so good. Wow. Wow. Oh, there's a song. Oh, what is it? It's like da 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 da. Oh, it's gonna bother me. Hold on. It's Exes by Tate McRae. I'm telling you right now, this is such a song that vibes like that. Tate McRae would absolutely have a song like this. So I would say the relevancy of the American music space on the pop side, on if you're a fan of Tate McRae, you may be a fan of this track right here. It's kind of my point. Wowzers. Wow. Wow. Okay. I was not expecting a big of a banger like this. I may have to add it to my Spotify. This is a freaking sick track. And I am looking forward to the dance practice because I was paying a little bit of attention to the dance, but not as much as I normally am because the song was so nice. It was right up my alley. Wow. Oh boy, we got the dance practice here. Let's go. I've been really curious about the chorus.
I feel the silence getting deeper, so me moments
This song has absolutely already been on my Spotify. 3, 2, 1, who is she? the body roll was cool with the chest. Oh, okay, the dancers are great there. Let me say this. I do find this interesting. Do I think a reason why some of the choreo choices may not be hitting for me personally is because of my preference in appreciation of the song, and there was some degree of expectation coming in on what kind of beats were going to be hit and the way they were going to be hit? Yes. I am fully aware. Remember, I'm a choreographer. That's what I do in my day-to-day. And then I do this with you guys and we break down dances together. So we look at a lot of choreography together. So my patterns and my predictability whenever I listen to music has certain preferences based on my upbringing within dance. Do I think that played a role in whether or not I enjoyed the dance? I'm not going to say no. I'm going to say that could be a reason. I personally am not a fan of the quantity of pelvic thrusts in this and the lack of wordplay opportunities missed. But remember, that's my initial thoughts. Maybe by reviewing, we will be able to have some other things to share and appreciate. Okay, the names of the choreographers I'm not super familiar with, and I couldn't really find them on Instagram. Could just be my lack of, impulsive searching skill set. That's fine. Let's chat about it. Okay, from the top. Do I love the song? Absolutely. I still do. I think it's a fantastic song, and it's absolutely going to be probably on my Spotify all year, listening to it. I think the starting of this is really nice. By the time we get to the chorus, unfortunately, there are many, many missed opportunities that we're going to talk about. So we have this arch happening. I like the press down. And then we have the punch happening with the chest. That's really fun. And then we end up opening it up. And I like the pose happening here. So you're able to appreciate your members. Do I think it would be really fun to see them all do something subtly different to showcase, hey, I'm my own individual, but we are matching dynamic in some way, that we show that we're a group? Maybe. So I like that we have our first feature popping out. Looks great so far, and I like the head on that. So we end up having, an accented percussive pocket, which is this particular count style. It's whole counts into the booty pop. That's cute. That's fun. I like the brush on that, and they end up doing it again, and then they have a little flick up with the hand, so I thought that's fun. We have an inside circle happening too, which is nice. So they end up doing a little not revolving door, but they do have it where, like a saloon door style transition. I like the drop down, we do a scoop up, and then we let it go. They go ka-ka. So I really like that choice there, ka-ka. And then we do a little monastery. Good hip accent, different way of showing off the hips. That's great. And then we open it up, and I like the framing. It looks great. And then I like the hit, and then we create another archway. Look at that. Like, this is really fun. I like the complexity of the angles. There's a lot to digest about it. They drop it down, and then they accent there with the knee, allowing the hip to have its own thing. We come back up. Then it comes over into an unpredictable starting point for this ripple or this add-on with the twinkle of the fingers. I liked that because it didn't start on a typical 1 or 5. It started probably on a 3. Go. 5. Yeah, 5 and? Yeah, it didn't start predictably is my point. That's fine. So we bring it up. We're walking out the way. Our members... Here we go. Who is she? Now, We're gonna watch it, and I'm gonna tell you what about this. Well, I already told you. I understand what they were hitting. Their percussive preference. What I mean is that what it gives the impression on is our choreographers preferred to hit the percussion and not on the vocals. For this, got this. That is one of the most captivating elements of this chorus is that run. And we completely ignore it the entire time. So we ignore the tone until about halfway through the chorus, but we're choosing the sections of our tone and our vocal projection within the chorus to hit on that are not nearly as captivating as the sections that they're missing, in my humble opinion. Who is she? Boom. Now this part. When I walk up to the stage, yeah, I got this. Why are we stationary? Whenever it says, when I walk up to the stage, I think a functional transition and using a polyrhythm of walk up to the stage could have done wonders for this instead of isolating it to the pelvic thrust. I think the pelvic thrust wouldn't have bothered me as much if we didn't ignore the potential wordplay. And also, having quantity do it, I think, is fun, or separating it and not doing the exact same thing for both courses. So am I disappointed? Yes. Do I project that on? I don't say it's any one person's fault. I also know my own preferences. And there's many, many people who probably love this dance. I'm so glad that you do. I unfortunately don't. And that makes me sad, right? So they knock with the pop. Yeah, stage. Yeah, hit that little hiss. Oh gosh, that makes me really sad that we're not hitting that. Got this, like a shoulder, something, and we ignore it the entire time. And then we go to the front. Now the heartbeat, like I liked that. Why? Because we are actually doing a trace over the chest, so we're able to hear and see the heart. And then they walk around. And then you have the see me, so she drops lower, like the feature difference there. That looks great. They twinkle it in. Everybody know, head nod. And then they go, who is she? That's fun. I thought the music video did really well on that. Yes, step up to the stage. It is the same. That was the same choreo that we just saw in the first bit. So it comes across as recycling. It doesn't come across as something unique or creative. The tension, that was fun. That was fine because this was exploring a different part of the music. See me. Interesting. We bleed out of it. That's fine. We go away. Dancers come in the scene. I can be high. I could be cold, and they end up sending it up to the eyes. I thought that was fun. We rotate it, and then we end up knock knock. So having the male dancers here, I think is really fun. I like the different directions is great. The breathe, and then they end up popping it. Does that look as captivating as it could be? It doesn't. Why? Because we've done pelvic thrusts and hip booty pops the entire course, right? And so we're already saturated in this type of focal point or accent in our texture and dynamic, at least for me. Remember, this is just my opinion, and it is okay that I feel this way, especially enjoying the song as much as I do, and being a choreographer myself, I'm allowed to have these thoughts. Okay, treat it like an occupational habit, whatever. But there's probably some of you out there who are like, Jess, thank you for saying this because I may feel the same way. And some of you are like, Jess, here are my thoughts, and I actually really enjoy this for this reason. I want this to promote discussion, not a let's vent about why we're happy and not happy about it. I'm allowed to give constructive feedback, right? As long as I can justify it. So they have the accent air, the little chest is fun. I like the hinge back, all that's great. Do I think we're missing opportunity to actually transition the girls outside of center? Yes. Also, I have marathon Kiss of Life's entire discography. I think I've missed 1 or 2 releases, but point being though, I've seen their work, I've seen what they've done, and I've seen the potential of dance utilization for the girls, and I do think this is an underwhelming contribution to their discography and movement portfolio. So I'm hopeful that the B side is going to have something a little bit more complex in the formation and composition structure. However, I will give the benefit of the doubt that there could be a logistics turnaround time that we just don't see that can absolutely contribute to lack of complexity in formations, lack of creativity in the density of the content of our dance. Those things I am absolutely okay with factoring in here, right? And then they knock it away. So we open it around. This is very interesting how that does give a bit of a forced transition. Could it just be circumstance? Possibly. Where it doesn't feel smooth to the tone presented by Hanul, right? And then we open it out. The little trace is fun. They open it out there. So that's nice with a trace. And not trace, but with a grab. And then we have the hip there. Magical. So she brings it forward. So it's just them. And now dancers come back in and the girls are still centered. So the who is she? So they hit it. Like this would have been really, really captivating if we did not have this choreo in the first course. Yeah. Yeah, the knock outside. These guys are killing it, right? Oh my God, I love it. Yeah. So they go. So they're doing this here, right? But having this is really nice. Come on. That is the first time we're nailing that heartbeat. I needed that a minute ago, truly. So the run, that's interesting there. I don't mind it. The two diagonals, I think this is nice. This is a complex formation. We appreciate it. And they go hip, hip. And then they knock with a twinkle. You have that no. Who is she? Like, I like the complexity of the directions and the mirroring. You know what I mean? I really like that. Yeah, so that probably the second chorus with the dancers, I think, absolutely salvaged a lot of my initial thoughts about the chorus choreo. But I still stand by how I feel about that first chorus. So they drop it. There's your pelvic thrust again. It doesn't come across creative. It doesn't come across as we're being mindful of our track. That's just personally me, unless this is what they wanted. If they wanted to booty pop as much as possible in chest pop, they got their wish. That is exactly what we're seeing here. If that's what they wanted, that's one thing. But if we're just talking about an isolation to the track and what the track potential calls for, we have a lot of missed opportunities, right? Then with the chest, with the rotation, and we're popping it back. Yeah, that little that having the chest involved absolutely makes sense because the sound that you're hearing originates here with the chest, but the pop doesn't come across potentially too loud for that there is a chance. Because if you use certain movements on certain parts of your music, we are being trained as an audience to associate that move and the fullness or lack thereof of that move to that sound. So if we're having this pop go on a really nice sharp percussive moment in the dance, then seeing it used for a completely different soundscape going in, then that's causing at least confusion for me and being able to appreciate the sound differences or tone shifts. It doesn't come across like we're actually tone shifting, personally. And they rock it back. And then we have the sway. And they drop it low. Now that part is interesting. Is there a sound? So we heard the first one. There wasn't anything there for the second one, but that was a really sharp movement for a sound. Yeah. I think also keep in mind, remember, I really, really, really care about music. And street dance, 9 times out of 10, the music was first and the dance was a response to it. So there's an inherent musicality preference and priority for me whenever I look at any choreography ever. I understand that. I love music enough to want to learn as much about it, to understand being in this position more. So in a situation like that, when I look at a move that's really sharp, but the sound is not sharp at all, that to me gives a disconnect to the musicality, which doesn't contribute positively to the overall enjoyment or investment in the routine that I'm seeing. Everything that I'm saying, keep in mind, is my opinion. You can take with a grain of salt. I know I have responsibility with the words that I say because of my following or because I'm known for looking at dance practices and I do my time with groups. I am thankful that I marathoned a group because this is not my first impression of them. This is like my 10th routine seeing them in. I know what they can do. So it's not my lack of understanding that. No, I've seen what they can do. I've seen what choreographies they have done. And I do think that this one has a lot of area of opportunity to rework to make it match the potential of the intensity of that music video. So now we're rotating it. We have a circle that got this, fold it back. The pulse there. We knock it up, so we drop it. So good tension there. That was nice. A little party moment. Goodness. I like the fullness, so don't get me wrong. I don't understand the intention behind it, right? Unless it's to be angsty of, we don't know who she is, right? This is a great ab workout. Body roll. The clap is nice. The brush away. The point, they move to different directions, and then this kind of point. It's just interesting seeing that. Here, there's your no, who is she, and then they rotate it out, they flick it with the chest, like that matches the right? And then we have a nice lingering finish. So all in all, are there some really nice moments in this? Yes, but is this my favorite Kiss of Life choreography? No, it is not. Is this one of my favorite Kiss of Life tracks? Yes. Have I encountered this type of situation before? Absolutely. NCT 127 is a fantastic example, but the opposite of them was true, where I could not stand the song for myself preference-wise, but I loved the dance. So this exists. This is not my first rodeo looking at a routine where there's some underwhelming moments in it, but the song slaps. That the dance does not take away from the song. Do not get me wrong there, okay? But I am calling things what I'm calling them. I do think there's a lot of area that we need to look at here, and are we using the girls and the dancers to our most potential with the type of song that we have? I don't think so. Okay, I'm doing it. I know some of you would be like, just watch a studio chew. This has happened before, wherever I was looking at a dance, it's a bit underwhelming, but then the Studio Choom really helped on the performance side. So we're going to watch the Studio Choom version. I don't know if this will pass onto YouTube. It just depends on the track with this channel. So we're going to watch it, share our thoughts. Maybe the dance looks super, super different.
I feel the silence getting deeper, 숨이 멎는 순간 touch to tell I'm gonna be the girl in the fight. Never know 잡기 속에 피어나는 miracle 가빠지는 심장 소리
I like the tap, tap, tap with the foot accent. Now, I guess you never know. 부서지고 피어나는 miracle. 내 안에서 눈을 뜨는 magical. 끝도 없이 파고드는 free to fall. Busy, when I walk onto the stage, I got this. 쉽게 타오르는 숨 벅찬 heartbeat. Come around, baby, you can come and see me. Making everybody go. Okay. I think it helps, but I still stand by everything that I said. And I'm going to take ownership of that. Like, I stand behind everything that I said about this dance. Now, of course, we are a conversation away from looking at this from a different lens. Sure, right? That is always the case with these because there's so much background information that could exist that I'm just not aware of that can 1,000% contribute to how a dance is viewed. And so I am always a listening ear for that. Thank you guys for watching. Like I had said, with Kiss of Life, I've reviewed their discography. So if you don't see a particular track on YouTube, there's a really good chance it's on Patreon. And remember, there's like a couple tracks that I think I missed to come back, so I have to go back and look at that, but the song freaking slaps. I still love the song. It's still going to stay on my Spotify, and I'm hopeful that the B-side is going to be able to showcase some really cool, really cool musicality moments that I potentially was kind of expecting here, and I understand it's not their fault that they didn't meet my expectation. Like, I understand my own scope. So that's why I'm saying take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. I'm one perspective of 1,000, and that's okay that I feel how I feel. I'm Jess, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. Bye.